Okay, we all been there. We have to hire for a position or a job role. You may have a couple of job recs. What you try to do when and where possible is preserve the time of your management team, preserve the time of your hiring, of your department manager, or even some of the technical people. So when we hire for, let's just say, Power App developers, what happened is that we have recruiters that go out and start to field the while to kind of get a sense of, finding LinkedIn profiles or Dice profiles or Monster profiles, whoever still uses Monster. And they, send them an invite, and then they, have a application for them to fill in. Or you may have an application on your site and, someone would fill in and upload their resume, So what you have is you have these recruiters, right, who are serving as your front line of defense, again, trying to preserve the time for your management team, the ones that kind of hire, to make sure that, culturally they're a good fit, and make sure that, just from a technical perspective, they're a good fit. So the second level, and you can go either one. You can do managers first, or you can do tech team, but there's some type of technical interview. And what we seem to find is that we will have a candidate make it all the way through here just to fail on the technical interview, because the technical people, they know what to look for, they know what to ask, and they know how to judge the responses of the different candidates. What if we can leverage AI to take a job description and generate the technical questions, or generate some very specific role questions that our frontline of defense can leverage to kind of help make this pipeline that much stronger with more qualified candidates, right? Because what you find is when you're interviewing, some people may actually interview well from a communication perspective, even from a presentation, and some may be but they may not be technically strong. Others may be extremely technical. They're technically strong. They're a great fit, but for whatever reason that day they had, they were off with their communication. They were super nervous, or something personal was happening, or they just probably left a scenario that kind of threw them off their mark. And here they go. They jump into the interview. And they probably, just if that was the only thing you were able to judge, they probably did not make it to the pipeline because their communication or their presentation or whatever was off. So let's see if we can leverage AI to help us with this. So this is a job post. Oh, actually, this is the wrong one. 1 second. This is what we want. We want a tech interview questionnaire, and this is going to be generated by AI. This is how this works. We're going to go over to our good friend LinkedIn. And I got 3 tabs where we can search on any job that we want, just to kind of streamline this video. So here I have a senior front-end developer. Let me just randomly pick one of these. So I'm going to select 8. Nope, we're not going to select 8 because that was the end. Didn't feel random enough. Let's just go back to the end, hit the ellipses. Okay, I'm going to randomly select 13, lucky number 13. Right, so from here, let's just go ahead and select. Let's see what Walmart has going on. They have a job rec. Again, I'm just randomly selecting one just to kind of show. Ideally, this would be your job posting. So let me go to senior software prototype. So senior software engineer prototype, and then we want to see where it says about this job. And this is the description we want to paste in. This is a nice lengthy one, so this is very healthy here. Kind of give us a lot to work with, and let's just see how AI will ingest all this information and based on the role generate interview questions. So let's just go ahead and paste that in and hit generate. And while that's cooking, let's just actually go and see what this job is about. So this one is, let me see if I can zoom in so you all can see it. I know most of you guys watch this on your mobile device, so I try to be cognitive of that. Here we go. So currently seeking highly skilled, motivated, senior full stack software prototype engineer to join the team. The concepts of generative AI, prompt engineering, large language models, associated digital experience. They say you're developing proof of concept, you're design, building, and deploying machine learning, you're creating and maintaining robust, scalable CI/CD pipeline. That's where you're, continuous integration, continuous deployment. And that's what most well matured IT organizations are getting into. Developing front end applications. Let's see. Oh, they asked for Dash and React JS. So those are going to be our hooks. Continuous researching, staying up the breast. So you have to be a self learner. What you will bring, minimal experience, CI/CD experience, excellent communication, interpersonal skills, demonstrate to ability to work effectively. Okay, so I think we kind of got it, right? So front end dev, you want to be able to be a self learner, have some AI under your belt. That's going to be new, so you're not going to have a lot of experience there, but really be good at your craft as far as UI UX and understand the deployment process, continuous improvement, continuous integration to continuous deployment. Okay, so these are our 10 questions that the AI generated, and it's going to ask. The first one, can you describe a project where you develop a proof of concept for generative AI? So it quickly jumped into the AI piece, right? So good, the candidate should be able to have a detailed, specific projects and challenges faced, as well as how they overcame them and successful outcomes or achievement. A bad example, and here's the other thing that this thing did. Like, I didn't explain this well. This not only give you the questions, but it give you two flavors of what a great response would entail, the ingredients that would have, and what a bad response would entail, and the ingredients that would have are lacking, right? So if it was bad, it would say, I read about generative AI and not actually creating any proof of concept, really just showing the gap in the skill. So here, the second one we have, how would you approach building and deploying large language models in production environment? These are very poignant and well-crafted questions, right? And the cool thing about this is the front line of defense, these recruiters, they did not have to bug. I call it bug because sometimes I'm on the receiving end of that. Your technical architects or lead developers or whatever the case may be to come up with these questions. They can use this to generate it on the fly. And not only can you generate these 10 on the fly, every time they hit this generate button, they're going to get a fresh set of the 10. So you're not really concerned with buddies and friends, getting together and trying to share the questions that were asked and stuff like that. Every interview for the same job posting will have a different set of questions, right? So this will go over, and this is your 10. You kind of go through it. Let me just look at one last one. Okay, second to last. How would you describe a problem-solving approach, especially when dealing with complex challenges? A good example, a good response would have, good responses include breaking down problems into smaller parts, hypothesis-driven problem-solving skills, iterative approach. A bad response would look something like, when I hit a problem, I usually ask for help or pass it on to another colleague, right? So again, just kind of judging not just the technical piece, but how do they handle adversity? How do they handle different challenges that you may encounter when you're building these applications? Okay, let's look at another one. Let's see how good this thing really is. So here, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. Let's get out of the technical realm. Let's look at a senior engineer, a senior civil engineer, right? So let's just randomly select. I clicked on the FreshBooks ad. Okay, so here we got civil engineer. Let's just scroll down toward the bottom. I'm already on page number 5. Let's go to page number 3. Okay, transportation engineer, project manager. Let's select on that. See what GHD has going on. So this is a totally different industry, totally different type of role, not necessarily technical. And we're going to go into the details of this, where it says about job. Again, I'm just using LinkedIn for data, right? Just to kind of give different flavors at it. And this is what you do. Like once you have these AI, I'm not using data to train it. I'm using data to litmus test or to test it to see, okay, in different scenarios, how does it respond? And if I feel like it's responding awkward or it's only strong in certain areas, I will go back to the prompt and then massage it so the way we kind of get a nice breadth and depth on the types of questions that it has. Okay, so here I'm going to just go ahead and click cancel. That's going to clear me out. Paste in the new job rec and hit generate. So while we're waiting for that to cook, let's just go back to and kind of, for you and I to get a sense of what does this role really entails. All right, so this is a senior transportation engineer / project manager. When you join the global specialist that helps solve complex transport challenges, experience in groundbreaking projects. GHD is, okay, so that's a little background on them. Working with, learn about leadership team, working with energetic, hardworking team, managing, delivering sophisticated transportation design projects, lead transportation design projects and teams to deliver, serving as a senior technical lead, playing the pivotal role in business development and GHD, identifying growth and opportunities and positioning new projects and securing contracts, establishing and enhancing. So this is really broad stroke management leadership type deal, right? And let's say what you would bring to the table: minimum 10 years of pertinent experience, a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, sound professional judgment, keen on commercial sensibility, enable and adapt assessment, reading and putting together engineering plans and specifications and estimates, ability to navigate and prioritize among a diverse array of projects and project managers, proven professional competence and business savvy. Okay, so really just kind of running the team, showing that leadership. You have some technical piece. You have to understand how to either produce CAD drawings, read CAD drawings, microstation, all this other fun stuff. Okay, and here we go. Questions generated for this civil transportation engineer. Can you detail experience managing transportation design projects for a local and state agency? And a good one would say, certainly. I have managed numerous transportation design projects, including roadway reconstruction, bridge design, public transportation improvements, Bad would be, I've done some transportation work here and there, mostly small scale projects. Haven't really dealt with state agencies much. All right, let's just skip ahead. Describe the process you follow for preparing and reviewing technical studies and reports. And you notice how the questions are open-ended, right? And that's what great interviewer, that's what you do, right? Now, I really, really love this because Frontline Defense, they're recruiting for so many different roles that they really don't master any, right? Like they're trying to find if they're available, why they left their previous job opportunity, what they're looking for in a new opportunity, trying to kind of pitch and catch and see if they're if they're a good fit for the organization, and then they pass it along. That's why that second line, that third line of defense get flooded with, I want to say, non-qualified candidates, but just mismatched candidates. Again, if you put this type of quality interviewing questions at the forefront, you can put a much stronger filter in the people that kind of make it through your pipeline. Let's look at one more. Let's see if we can switch over to a different industry. Oh, this is Senior Director for Digital Marketing. Again, I'm going to that director level, just a step under the C-suite, and really just looking for someone. Digital marketing is super high. How do you leverage social media? How do you market in the digital environment to sell a product or service that the organization may have, right? So let's look at this one. Senior Director of Digital Marketing here in New York, right? Let's just go ahead and select that one, go into the details. Again, I'm just using LinkedIn just to kind of really kick the tires on this AI. Is it really producing great quality questions across different industries, different job roles? And will this be handy for an HR department and or recruiting company? Okay, let's go ahead and generate this. While that's cooking, let's do what we did with the other two. So now let's go and kind of get a sense of what this position is looking for. Senior Director of Digital, Chief Marketing Officer. It reports to the Chief Marketing Officer. Again, this is going to be that level right below the C-suite. A little bit background on the company. Reform was founded in the wake of Free Meek movement. Fantastic. I know about this organization. Well, I know about some of the people behind it. Well, I don't know the people, but I know this scenario very well, actually. All right, so, overview. Senior Director of Digital will set the overall digital marketing strategy, awareness, supports bill passage. Now, this is almost like digital marketing and political, right? The Senior Director would have experience in innovative professional with the skills to advance the organization's agenda, increase reform, awareness, and visibility. Really great cause, right? Responsibilities: own the digital department strategy and roadmap, lead the digital team by inspiring them, removing roadblocks, and help them find the path to success. Own relationships with digital leadership, support, mentor the team, and making real time decisions. You got to be thinking quick on, you have to be in tune with the culture of the organization, the goal, the milestones of the organization, and be able to mentor and work with other people, showing that leadership and be able to make decisions quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay, oversee the reform social media. Okay, All right, so on and so forth. So let's see what the AI came up with. Okay, so here are the top 10 questions. Can you provide an overview of your experience in setting and implementing digital strategy in the past role? The candidate would describe specific digital strategies, show you what's good. I want to see if they touch on the reform piece, like any political or change, like social change. What specific digital marketing channels are you most experienced with? How have you used them to drive engagement and business goals? The candidate should list specific channels like social media platforms, email marketing, SEO, and explain how they use them effectively to meet certain KPIs. Describe your experience with analytical tools like Google Analytics and analyze and transfer actionable insights. What has been your approach with leading and mentoring the digital marketing team? We talked about that. They had to be able to lead and mentor the team. How do you stay ahead of the curve with changes in social media algorithms and planning digital strategies? Really tough question. How do you define and track key performance indicators in digital marketing? Explain how experience managing digital marketing budgets. Can you share your incorporated, earned, donated services and media into your digital strategy like Google Grants? So can you share how you have your incorporated, earned, or donated services and media into your digital strategy like Google Grants? I don't understand the question. Can you share how you have incorporated, earned, or donated? Oh, okay. I don't know what that means. I think it's more like, how did you use your skills to help others? And Google Grants is one. Yeah, I guess I kind of touch on the social piece, like how do you give back, how you do like pro bono and stuff like that. But I'm really looking to see if they touch on the political piece. How would you describe the content strategy that you use to tailor to different audiences and segments? Discuss strategy and personalized content. Okay. Tell us about your digital campaign where you led and did not go as planned. Those are challenges. How do you handle adversity? What experience do you have with digital tools like Salesforce, WordPress? Okay. How do you balance creative content creation, decision making? Describe a time where you managed a digital crisis. Ooh. What steps did you take? Okay, so the candidate should provide a clear situation they manage, action steps to mitigate it, and reflect outcome. No experience with crisis. Bad example would be, our bad response would say something like no experience with crisis managing, or their response is pretty vague. You're looking for a lot of detail there. And how do you cross-functional teams ensure collaboration? Okay, so it really just focused on your leadership. It didn't really touch on, how do you leverage, digital marketing from a social piece to kind of like overcome or drive social response or help fuel a good cause, to get on the other side of social injustice and stuff like that. So it didn't really touch on those types of questions, which really, that would kind of floor me if it did. But these are solid, right? You want to gauge their experience, gauge how they deal with, working with the team internally. How do they help, manage and mentor the team, and so on, all those other key things that you have that you kind of look for, especially at a director level of a department. So I'm very interested. What do you think about the quality of questions? Do you think this is a good idea to put this type of tool at the front line of defense when you're going through that interviewing process and, trying to kind of tighten up the filter in your pipeline? Or do you feel like this is a second level? Maybe this is too much for first line, right? Someone that's actually, if you're in the role in recruiting, I would love to hear your experience and see if this is very helpful And again, the whole goal behind this is one, to get real questions, just in time, right? You don't have to penetrate the organization or find the SME or lead digital marketers or lead or architects within the tech space, or even like your C-suite, and say, okay, what do you want? What do you want? What should we asking? I need questions to ask them. Da 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 da. You can generate these on the fly, right? So, what are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. I'm very curious to get your feedback on this. Again, this is another example of how you can use AI to change change the course of how you're doing business today. A lot of people think of AI, you got to think of something innovative or something super duper creative. This first wave of AI, this tooling, is supposed to shrink the timeline and enhance your day-to-day that you're doing today by saving you time, giving you content, giving you information to help you streamline. Really, really interested on what your thoughts are. See you in the next